Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Derka, and today we are going to start a new series in World of Warship Legends where we will do a head-to-head comparison of two ships. Not only historically, but gameplay as well, letting you all decide which is a superior ship in game or more reliably fits your playstyle. Today our series will start with two American Tier 5 premium battleships, USS Arizona and USS California. USS Arizona was the second of two Pennsylvania-class battleships, the Pennsylvania and Arizona. She was commissioned in 1916, was 608 feet long, and weighed in at 32,000 tons. During World War I, she was used as a gunnery training ship and was never actually sent to the European theater. One, for fear of U-boat attack, but as well as an oil shortage, as Pennsylvania and Arizona were some of the first oil-burning battleships in the American Navy. In the 1930s, she was modernized and eventually transferred to the Pacific Fleet to bolster the forces there in Pearl Harbor in light of Japanese aggression. On the morning of December 7, 1941, the Japanese Empire attacked Pearl Harbor in an effort to destroy the American battleship fleet and carriers stationed there. Arizona was struck by a 1,700-pound armor-piercing bomb that detonated the forward magazine. This led to her sinking and 1,177 men perishing. This was approximately half of American casualties that day. A memorial for the men that lost their lives. The ship is in Pearl Harbor today and is one of the most active tourist attractions. The USS California was the second of two Tennessee-class battleships, Tennessee and California. She was commissioned in 1921, was 624 feet long and weighed in at 33,720 tons. Launched after World War I, she was used as a training ship before World War II. Following maneuvers in May 1940, she was ordered to remain in Hawaii permanently to deter Japanese aggression. She was damaged during the attack on Pearl Harbor and slowly sank when a fire disabled the ship's electrical systems. She was raised in 1942, repaired and heavily rebuilt. She returned to service at the beginning of 1944, and this is the version of California that we have in World of Warship Legends. She provided gunfire support for the invasions of Saipan, Guam, and Tinian. She also took part in the Battle of Sergio Strait, history's last fight between opposing battleships. During the night engagement, she, along with 5 other American battleships, fired 63 14-inch shells at approaching Japanese ships. The American ship's radar and superior firing control systems made short work of the Japanese fleet. In January 1945, California was damaged by a kamikaze suicide plane, but was repaired and went on to serve in Okinawa and the Japanese occupation. After the war, she remained in the reserve fleet 12 years and was eventually decommissioned. For both of the ships, we are using a level 14 Billy Sims, with Andrew Cunningham and Reynard Scheer as our inspirations. For our top perk, we are using not the one for nuisance because of the huge fire chance associated with flammable cannoneer. This could be argued either way. We are also using gyrating drill bits, marksmanship, emergency specialists, and will to rebuild. The hit points for both ships are very similar, with the nod going to California by about 1,100 on these builds. The armor nod slightly goes to California as well, but they are both armored up to 457 millimeters, using the all or nothing armor theory that was pretty common of American standard battleships of the era. Torpedo reduction for both ships is exceptional, with the California taking the nod at 45% versus Arizona's 42%. The guns on both ships are essentially identical with 4 triple turrets of 356 millimeters, or 14 inches. Damage values are also very similar at 11,124 armor piercing for Arizona and 11,340 for the California. And where the California excels over the Arizona is its reload time. The Arizona has a 36.8 second reload, which is one of the slowest, if not the slowest, in the game. Turret rotation is about the same, and both ships have a 30% HE fire chance. DPM values could be calculated, and California, because of the shorter reload, would be the winner in this category. Now, accuracy is hard to discuss in World of Warship Legends, as we're not really provided with horizontal dispersion values, or sigma values. I'm curious what any of that means. There are some online forums or PC videos you could check out, but it's really beyond the scope of this video. What is worth noting is that both of these ships have exceptional accuracy. Secondaries of both ships, very similar, and anti-aircraft capabilities, while not a statistic in Legends at the time of this recording, it will be very important in the future with the implementation of aircraft carriers. In this category, the California will undoubtedly be the superior ship by a good margin. Following its refit, it boasted a huge anti-aircraft armament. Handling for both ships was quite poor. The Arizona top speed 18.9 knots beats California's 18.5. The same turning circle and essentially the same rudder shift. Concealment as well, 13.6 on Arizona, 13.5 California. So to wrap this one up, we are going to do a little bit of gameplay where a division mate and I take out the California and the Arizona. And today I'm playing with one of my good friends, TR Capper, and he'll be sailing the California and I'll be in the Arizona. I did speed up this gameplay a little bit by about 25% because the gameplay on these American standard battleships can be quite slow at times, and honestly I find myself playing a lot of cruisers and destroyers because of that reason, but we did speed it up a little bit here. Now at the beginning we take the very controversial route by not following our destroyer to sea, and the point could be argued that one of us probably should have gone with him to sea, but these ships are so painfully slow that positioning is key, and if you take the wrong route, get in the wrong position, you can either get, burned down or torped, or worse, you can go 5 or 6 minutes without firing your guns or doing a single thing to affect the outcome of the battle. So we sail in between B and C and are going to kind of play this position till we see what the enemy team is going to do, where their battleships are going, etc., etc. Another one of the difficult things about going to sea over there is it's really easy to get ambushed by a destroyer. And in a ship like this, you're just not going to get away. 19 kilometers is what we're blazing at here. The Arizona, an extremely slow reload at 36.5 seconds. So if you don't blap the destroyer, chances are that he might get like a second chance to reload and torp you. So just a couple reasons we didn't go to sea. At the beginning of this game, I was getting extremely frustrated by the RNG rolls I was getting, and I'm not the type of person that complains, if I make a bad shot or, fine, but sometimes RNG just doesn't work out for you. And for my division mate, it was working out great for him. In his first opening salvos, he had taken all the health of that Mutsu and probably already had 40 or 50,000 damage, I think is what he was telling me. But that's just part of the game. So we go to back up a little bit here to hopefully avoid getting stuck by another fire. Our friendly destroyer is over capping C, and he had it capped and probably should have been heading for the hills by now, but it looks like at this time he is stuck and he has a Italian cruiser pushing up on him, the Trento. So my division mate backs up and is trying to save him, but at that close of range, even with the Trento has a pretty slow reload. But it looks like our destroyer is not going to get away, not going to make it. Luckily, from the grave, the Fubuki finishes off the Trento. Now over to the side, we notice the Orion is also heading to C cap, so we're moving back to try to prevent him from getting into the C cap. As long as we can keep that point, then we'll keep the points rolling in. And finally, my luck catches up here to the Emerald, and he is down. Along with the Orion, there's a New York over here, and he kind of caught me by surprise, and I think I got really lucky that, one, he just had a really bad shot, or just really bad luck. Looking at the map, he is a lot more angled than I thought he was. I should be aiming way higher, but sometimes that can be deceiving. It looks like he was given a pretty good broadside, but the map shows otherwise. And once again, my division mate is having the perfect game and probably has 4 times the damage that I have right now. So there's one more battleship that we need to finish off before he gets into C, and then our side is cleared and we'll be ready to move up to B. And that is the British Orion here. And this poor guy just has an unlucky day, beaches it, and he gets stuck here for quite a while. So we throw it in full stop here, and we're just going to wait for this guy hopefully to come around and give us a good broadside. Now again, normally these ships, normally the Arizona, I would call it one of the more accurate battleships in the game. And I think this is just a bad representation of that. Typically, you know, it's pretty good with or without flammable cannoneer. And I'm not using flammable cannoneer in this particular video, and my division mate is. And who knows, maybe that, whatever it is, 8% is what's making all the difference. I'm not sure. But the increased 13% fire chance is really harsh and really hard to deal with. And I typically, you know, I like to play my battleships for the longevity of them, you know, using Reynard's Shear for the decreased fire chance, using the damage control mod rather than propulsion or steering gears, and usually never taking flammable cannoneer. But maybe I need to revisit it after a game like this. You know, if you're only shooting every 36 seconds, your accuracy is paramount, and you know, missing any sort of shots or having bad RNG can make all of the difference. So this guy finally gets it off the beach and is about to escape into sea and start capturing, and we go ahead and finish him off. So at this point, the enemy is quite up on points. My division mate is taking B, and we're going to speed it up a little bit to get this old boat over into the middle of the map. And it looks like we might have hit 19.6 kilometers per hour there, and that is with the epic battle booster flag. Perhaps the build on this ship, you know, aiming more towards accuracy, I think I'm convincing myself more making this video, especially at Tier 5, where the HE spam doesn't seem to be as big of a deal, maybe, that it is at Tier 7. So again, the positioning of both of our battleships in this map was pretty big. We were easily, or I won't say easily, we were able to defend C and then push up into B. And as long as we are controlling B and C, that's it. All we have to do is play defensively. We don't have to push up or be aggressive. We can kind of keep our distance from them, reset them, definitely stay away from that Japanese torpedo boat over there, Fubuki. And about this time, my division mate are talking, and I'm thinking, you know, we just need to sail away, not give this destroyer any opportunity to shoot at us. Unfortunately, I don't want to turn out at the moment because of the Bayern. But as soon as he's gone, we are going to turn out and start sailing away off into the sunset, and that will be game. There will be nothing that this destroyer can do to affect the outcome of the game. Overall, even though, you know, statistic-wise, the California pretty much won in every category, you know, bigger health pool, better torpedo reduction, better reload, which led to a higher DPM. And the DPM statistics, there was about a 40,000 damage difference in favor of the California, about 259,000 to Arizona's 217,000. So a pretty good difference. But even though the California takes the nod in every way, I kind of enjoy playing the Arizona more. And I don't know if it's because the sheer size or thickness of California, it's hard to angle against other battleships. But I really do enjoy playing Arizona. It's a great ship, and I would recommend either one of them. Well, that's the end of this one. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like or a comment. Would love to hear from you. And subscribe to the channel. All right, thanks.
Torpedoes, direct front. Torpedoes, direct front. Torpedoes to starboard. Fighter returning to ship. Get back! Get back! Ship is on fire! Critically damaged! Main turret blown up! The enemy team has taken the lead. Main turret critically damaged! Concentrate fire on the designated target. Torpedoes to starboard!